One. Hello. Today we are going to talk about the Persian Gulf War. The Persian Gulf War was a war of resources mainly fought by Iraq and Kuwait, but included many other nations such as the United States, Britain, and many more. Before we start presenting about the Persian Gulf War, we need to understand the geography, rulers, and consequences leading up to this battle. Iraq is a Middle Eastern country that borders Iran, Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Turkey, and a small stretch of the Persian Gulf to the south. Kuwait is located on the south of Iraq and to the northeast of Saudi Arabia. Although small in size, Kuwait has one of the largest GDP per capita because of its oil production. In 1990, the ruler of Iraq was Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was part of the revolutionary Arab socialists leading Iraq from 1979 to 2003 and was known to be a very brutal ruler and an extreme anti-British. After the Iran-Iraq War ended on August 20th, 1988, both countries failed to negotiate the Permanent Force Treaty, causing tension between all Middle Eastern countries. Although Saddam Hussein was close to returning land to its neighboring country Kuwait in a meeting in Geneva, he accused them by saying that Kuwait was stealing land that belonged to Iraq. 2 weeks later, he accused Kuwait of siphoning oil from oil fields along their common border and wanted to cancel out $30 billion of Iraq's debt. On the 2nd of August 1990, he ordered the invasion of Kuwait.
On the 29th of November, the UN Security Council authorized the use of all necessary means if Iraq did not leave Kuwait by the 15th of January. By January, over 750,000 Allied coalition soldiers and a few hundred thousand Iraqi soldiers were either present in Iraq, Saudi Arabia, or Kuwait, ready for the imminent attack. Some nations that helped Kuwait include Britain, France, Germany, the Soviet Union, Japan, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, while Iraq had Jordan, Algeria, Sudan, Yemen, Tunisia, and the Palestine Liberation Organization. Early on the morning of January 17, 1991, a massive US-led air offensive hit Iraq's air defenses, moving swiftly onto its communication network, weapon plants, refineries, and more. This coalition effort was named Operation Sandstorm. Operation Sandstorm's main goal was to eliminate Iraq's troops and the bases in the air and minimize ground warfare as much as possible. The second operation was Operation Desert Sovereign, which launched on February 24 and focused on ground forces. Over the next 4 days, coalition forces encircled and defeated the Iraqis and liberated Kuwait. At the same time, US forces stormed into Iraq some 120 miles west of Kuwait, attacking Iraq's armed reserves from the rear. With Iraq's resistance nearing collapse, Bush declared a ceasefire on February 28, Persian Gulf War.
Although Kuwait and its allies won the war, multiple repercussions were yet to occur. Saddam Hussein was not forced from power but was a priority target for the United States. Not only did Hussein not sign a peace treaty, but he also oppressed riots from the north and the south which were trying to destabilize the government. Because of the threat that Iraq imposed, British and American aircrafts continued to patrol skies and mandated a no-fly zone. Iraq authorities tried to prevent a peace treaty and the United Nations weapons inspections, which then resulted in irregular attacks in the no-fly zone, which then eventually led to the Second Persian Gulf War on March 2003.
Start with a man whose name's Hussein. 4 or 5 countries didn't get paid. Though 30 built around Kuwait. Kuwait got troops from the USA. Hussein was man full of lies, but this country wasn't wise. Tried to invade a country for oil, and for that he indeed toiled. Tension was in the air, for Kuwait it wasn't fair. Although really small in size, their GDP was real high. No peace between countries, leaders smarter than Yankee. Invasion on August 90, allies prepared in Saudi, now on to the warfare. Iraq wanted oil, they got it from Kuwait. Kuwait did not like that, Iraq blamed it on Kuwait again, as always. And now on to the warfare part.
The UN allowed the use of or authorized mean youth. They didn't leave Kuwait by the end of January. 750,000 allied soldiers came to help. 540,000 from the US military. For Kuwait they had Egypt, Japan and Great Britain, France, Germany, Saudi and the Soviet Union. While Iraq had Yemen, Tunisia and Jordan, Palestine government, Algeria and Sudan.
First is desert sandstorm, the plan was to storm the Iraq bases full of oil on January 91. This marked the first day of the war, books in all the bookstores. They used aircraft tech to minimize ground impact, but Iraq did not retract, so a new plan was created. Operation Desert Sabre launched on the 24th, but this time they worked cause they attacked Iraqi reserves. 60,000 to 200,000 Iraqi soldiers died. 219 for the US, and most of them were non-battle causes. RIP. Bush ended the war on the 28th, declared a ceasefire that would let tensions dilate. So that was the end, or was it the end? Was it the end? Hussein was a target, rights all against him. His future was real dim, all the weapons had to be thrown out. All actions led up to an upbringing. From north and the south it was inspiring. This made Iraq mad, Hussein was beaten. This then led to a war. The war was called the Second Gulf War, fought by Iraq and the US in 2003. But that's another song for another time. Hey Mr. Russell, please give me an 8. I really need it right now. You know how hard it is to make a song? Yeah, exactly. Shut up, man.